Welcome to the Beat Down here on Diddy TV. I'm Amy Wright. I'm your host today. And we have Low Society, Sturgis, Herman, and Mandy. Doctor. Okay, Dr. Herman. I like that. So, really loved your music. And
Thank you.
great blend of country, blues, soul, the whole bit. And I'm sure that you guys and the rest of the band, you know, forming that sound together, all the different instruments and the different backgrounds is what you bring to the table, right?
Absolutely.
So I want to know a little bit more about you guys. So tell us that moment, each of you, when you thought, I want to make music my life. What was it when you were a kid, when you were a teenager? When was that? What was that experience like?
Oh my goodness. For me, it was definitely very, very early. Like I knew immediately, very young, 6 years old, 4 years old, whatever, that's what I wanted to do. And, you know, I felt very fortunate because a lot of people don't know that for a long time throughout their life, maybe never, you know. So I know that I'm blessed because I've always known that I wanted to do that.
Were you singing at an early age?
Yes, definitely singing at an early age. The Annie soundtrack, the Grease soundtrack, bring it on, girl, you know.
Right.
I was all over all of it, Blondie. My mom raised us on great music, too, Ray Charles and Bessie Smith and Etta James and Billie Holiday, and, you know, definitely grew up in a musical household, so... it just, I always knew from the very beginning, yeah.
Great.
Yes.
Dr. Herman, how about yourself?
Oh, now, I want to let him go next.
Oh, okay.
Save the best for last.
Age before beauty. Thank you, Herman. My dad had very eclectic music tastes, and I was raised in a house that at any given time there could be a Muddy Waters record on. Charlie Parker, Dizzy Gillespie, a lot of jazz and blues.
All the greats.
Yeah. And not to give my age away, but I saw the Beatles on Ed Sullivan, and that was it for me. I knew I wanted to play guitar then, and I began playing guitar at that age, and I've been playing ever since, and I've never wanted to do anything else, much to my parents'
You got the bug early.
Disappointment, yeah.
Now, you ready for me?
I am ready for you.
I want to say my hat is off to you and you for listening and coming in to be a part of my understanding of what it takes to do what we just did. I have a 65-year experience of this music business, but these guys here are so easy to work with, and so are you two over there, that we love you, man. But I want to say one other thing, then I'm going to get off this mic. But you mentioned Ed Sullivan. Mm-hmm. I had an accident on Ed Sullivan's stage on air because they did this live, man. And so when Lionel Hampton said, take a bow, I bowed. When I bowed, I knocked the whole drum set over.
Awesome.
I got many stories to tell, but that's why I want to just say one thing about this whole thing. As you know, Free World is my group as well. I have the Green Machine. Now I have Sturgis and Low Society that I run
Great
into.
stuff.
How many people is going to give this old man a chance to do what I can really do? You love me?
We are the blessed
I
ones.
love you, Herman.
You love me?
We are the fortunate ones, darling.
And y'all are strong musicians. You got strong ideas, and I take my hat off to both of you and the rest of the band, Low Society.
Oh, thank you. And you know what? Nothing can really replace the experience they have with someone like you, because you bring those many years of experience and all those live performances and the nuances and the soul that you bring to the band. It's just fantastic.
And one more thing, since you said that, yesterday I lost one of my best friends, Dave Brubeck. And we was together for years out in San Francisco, and I lost him yesterday. But
The world lost him too, right? And a friend
we're
to you.
all going to lose him, but let me tell you about that man. He was a genius. he had foresight, just like I do. Excuse me, you got good foresight, but I got really out there. But Dave did that to me when I was 26 years old. And Dave said, come here, young man. Let me bring you into, and let you meet Paul Desmond. You know, that was the saxophonist with him. And Paul Desmond, and he introduced me to him, and me and Paul hooked up, and he's the one that put me on the right path, as you see 65 years later what I do.
Isn't it amazing when you have a mentor like that at such a young age?
Exactly, because I was only 26 years young. And to be that way that Dave saw this in me and gave me to his saxophonist, and he taught me.
And here you are today still playing.
And still teaching.
You're still teaching.
Absolutely.
Thank you for that.
Yo,
time.
thank you. And in Sturgis, I understand that you also toured with a number of bands before starting Low Society. Tell us a little bit about that and your background. And
I came up in New York, born and raised in New York, and my musical education took place in New York. And at a fairly early age, like Herman, I was around 20. I got involved with some of the original members of the Velvet Underground, and I toured around the world with John
Great
Cale
band.
for a little while. I also played with Nico. So you're talking about rock and roll informed by avant-garde, things like John Cage and Stockhausen, which definitely put a twist into my playing, but my love has always been for blues, and I always return to that, and sort of rededicated myself to just pure blues playing about 20 years ago, and here I am now in Memphis, which is where I was.
The blues.
Exactly.
right, home of the blues.
Exactly.
But what's fascinating, you said you rededicated your life to playing blues music, and but what I can see, at least in your music, is that it's really involved into something new and modern and different. And so obviously you're taking all that that you learned and playing in other bands, and it's infused into the music that you're playing now, along with the influence of all the members of the band.
Well,
It's
actually,
fantastic.
playing with Herman has really, really changed things for us. You know, we left New York just about a year ago, not knowing where we would end up. We did not come to Memphis. We went to Texas first for a while.
We're going to do a Southern residency kind of thing.
Texas.
Doing the Southern tour.
Yeah,
Texas,
right.
Texas,
Soak it up.
Texas spit us out. You know.
I'm originally from there, so, you know.
She
we
didn't.
had to
She
go.
didn't
I
want
had
to
to
go.
go show 'em.
She warned me.
Right.
She warned me. You're not going to like it there.
I
I'm like,
love
"No, no."
Texas. I'll always be a Texan. I'm proud of it, but I call New York my home for sure.
So we went to Mississippi in April to play at the Juke Joint Festival, which we do every year, and we came to Memphis after the festival ended just to kick back and take a breather, because we didn't want to go back to Texas.
Memphis was always on the list. Yeah, we just want
And,
to check it out.
We immediately met Herman and
Found love with the city and the people.
found an apartment within days.
job.
And Memphis has changed what we do. The songs that primarily made up the set that we just played, we recorded 2 years ago, and the album came out last August of 2011. It's evolved even from there, in very unexpected ways. You know, as far as I was concerned, it was done. It was documented. That music has been documented, but yet here we are, a year after leaving New York, and it's gone in a slightly different direction, and most welcome. And it really has, I feel, matured what we do. We just took it on the road last month.
It's fun to watch. I'm telling you, it's really fun to watch.
I want to give this to these two young people here because he thought that he was ready. I said, we're not ready yet. Remember when I told you that?
Yeah.
Huh?
Yep.
It's true.
But we took our time, picked out the right people, and then I told you, I said, we're ready. Look where we are.
Yes, we have grown so much just playing with Herman in the last few months. I mean, just leaps and bounds that could have never happened without the Buccaneer on Monroe Street, the Mighty Buccaneer, woo! And
Mighty
Herman
Buccaneer.
Green, Dr. Herman Green here has just really, really opened our world up, and we've grown immensely.
Herman will play no line until it's time.
Well, and Mandy, you were in other groups before Low Society, right? And
Yeah, I had a band down in Texas called the Cottonmouth Cathouse Boogie Band for a few years, and when I lived in Montana for a while, and my cousin's an awesome guitar player. We did some things too, and always kind of been in my life, definitely.
But you know what I like about us? Excuse me for cutting you off.
Not at all.
Since this is an interview, but you've heard of Janis Joplin, right?
I love Janis Joplin.
This is Janis Joplin of the blues and soul. If you heard her today, or whenever you hear her, you hear Janis Joplin with the blues and the soul, which inspires me. I was raised up on the blues here in Memphis, but ran into Sturgis, but I lived in New York City for 30 years, so he and I relate. So it's like a family. It's a family affair. Oh, it's a family affair.
Well, and Herman, you played at Stax too, right?
Yeah, I was over Stax with a lot of great musicians and a lot of great artists. But I was with Lionel Hampton, Miles Davis, John Coltrane. Lionel Hampton for 15 years. Played Carnegie Hall with him. So you're looking at a real legend here. But I don't like to.
If he will say so
I
himself.
don't like to blow my own horn. The horn I blow is the one that you see me stick in my mouth and play it for them. And that's the way it should be. You don't overshadow. You just play and then encourage them.
Well,
that's what I'm doing.
I'm sure that you are encouraging, and I'm going to tell you something. It was fantastic. The music is wonderful. Hey guys, check it out. Get their CD. High Times.
High Time.
Where can they get the CD?
You can get it online. You can go to our website, screaminblues.com. There's no G in that. You can just Google Low Society. We are all over that thing.
And I got a new Green Machine CD that's coming out also. It's in the
And where
can.
can they get the Green Machine CD?
It's not finished yet. It's just been...
Up and coming.
It's upcoming.
Well, thank you for tuning in to the Beatdown. We had Low Society. Great group. Check them out on the web. Get their CD, and we'll see you soon on Diddy TV.
Thank you.
Thank you.